We've reached the 10-year anniversary in the Star Wars The Old Republic MMO, and the game is about to launch a massive expansion on February 15th of 2022 called Legacy of the Sith. This expansion will be huge for the game, adding massive new story quests and fundamentally changing core mechanics of the game, including combat skills and much, much more. Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, and I was joined by my special guest, Swtorista, my go-to source for SWTOR content creation. Her and I discussed the upcoming changes to Star Wars The Old Republic and play the game together, doing a bit of PvE and PvP. You'll want to watch this video to learn about my second favorite MMO, and actually where I started making content creation. If interested in the game, I'd highly recommend checking out Swtorista's website and Twitch, and I'll have links in the description below, as she's been covering the game for many years and has highly polished guides for new players all the way to advanced. Star Wars The Old Republic Legacy of the Sith 10-year anniversary. What's going on in the game and in the future? Let's find out. Swtorista.
Hello.
Thanks for joining. Yeah, I've been a big fan of yours for years and years. When I just kind of check out SWTOR pretty much once every year or so, I kind of jump in the game. So you're the number one site I go to.
I'm glad to be able to provide that resource. When I first started, I was super lucky. Lots of people were really nice to help me, and so I started making this kind of stuff so other people had access.
What I used to do in SWTOR, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I would basically go do the weeklies and dailies, do like the kind of the flashpoints, which is the instance-based PvE, and then instance-based PvP, which I absolutely love. Is that kind of what you do? Okay.
I like to do really a lot of everything. All of these are right up my alley. Right now, in the current expansion, as you mentioned, we're about to move into the next one. You can do pretty much any type of content, and you just gear the heck up. So just jumping into all of those is really great, real easy, really fun.
Okay. One of the things that I was talking to you about at SWTOR does, I think, better than Elder Scrolls Online is the story, making it difficult and challenging. I like that you can scale the story in difficulty. That's something I really, really love about the game.
Yeah, so Star Wars The Old Republic is a very interesting and strange when it comes to the story and the relation between difficulty and the story. So the game actually used to be a lot harder, but the developers realized the demographic of people playing the game, they didn't want the hardest game in the world. They wanted a Star Wars. So they actually made the intro leveling a lot easier. What you're thinking of is in the expansions, there's this super cool feature where you can bump it up to bronze, silver, gold difficulty. And that's only in these two Knights of the Fallen Empire, Knights of the Eternal Throne expansions. And oh my God, Master Mode is hard.
Brutal.
I did there's a Steam achievement for it. So I was like, oh, I need that. It's really fun, really good challenge, especially if you want to check it out on your specific class or character, because there's no guide that can tell you how to do it on your specific class or character. You got to figure it out yourself.
That's awesome. And like what I loved is it makes the battles, if you're proficient at combat, you have a really good build, blah, blah, blah. You have a companion that's nice. I love that. Oh, there you are.
Oh, I found you. Hey.
Can I flex my mount? Can I flex my mount?
Do it.
Wait, big flex. Hold on. Wait.
I probably shouldn't flex my mounts. I've got them all pretty much. Wait. Oh, you probably have a PvP one.
Oh,
so you're going to show me up.
Yeah,
show me up.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, you got Tyrannus Hollow Rancor. You got the OG mount.
OG
Very
one.
nice.
Yeah. Big flex.
I'm always jealous of that one when I see it, because there's no way I'm stepping in ranked. I am. No.
So the big thing coming is the expansion. I've looked into it, and it looked like they're kind of modifying the combat so you can kind of pick the roles regardless of your class, or can you speak to that?
Yeah, so it's really strange and interesting. For the last 10 years, once you pick a class, so your class is mainly your story. So you're playing right now the Sith Warrior story. I'm playing the Sith Inquisitor story. And then you could pick two advanced classes, and those were based on how you do combat. But now those advanced classes are really opening up. They're not adding any new ones yet, being the key word. They've hinted on some interviews that change has the option to add new combat styles in the future. But if I'm playing a Sith Inquisitor now, I could try using your Juggernaut combat style for this character if I wanted to.
Really?
You get to choose, as a subscriber, you get to choose 2. As a free-to-play or preferred player, you get 1. And so your character right now is a Juggernaut. You'll be able to add any second Force user advanced class, they're going to be called combat styles, to your character. So you could add Sorcerer, you could add the Marauder, and if you happen to have the Light 5 achievement on any of your characters, you can also add the light side one. So you could add the guardian to your character if you wanted, and switch back and forth between the two. So it's tech to tech, force to force. So on my trooper, I can actually go add sniper to her if I wanted to. I'm gonna add operative so I can sneak around on my trooper vanguard.
So when you switch, is it seamless? Because Elder Scrolls Online just put it in build saves through the armory system where you can like switch between. And that,
so right now in the game, we have 3 different disciplines. So your Juggernaut, you've got Vengeance, you've got the tanky one, and I forget the third one.
Immortal Rage and Vengeance.
Rage, yeah. So you can switch between those. And it's not too hard, especially if you have the Legacy unlock, but you have to remove all your abilities, remove all your gear, remove all your utility points. So it's a pain in the Tigruta behind. And in the new expansion, not only from testing so far on the test server, you can switch between your new combat styles as well as your disciplines pretty seamlessly. They also added loadouts, which are kind of how you described in ESO, lets you save.
Okay.
Settings. They're not working perfectly right now on the test server. Let's get that out there right now. I'm hoping by the time the expansion launches on February 15th, it'll all be worked out, but the whole concept is there, and I'm excited for it because right now, my goal was to make 48 different characters, so I never had to actually switch in-game. Which characters.
Yep.
I'm just going to run around and heal you. Does that sound okay?
Oh, I get carried all the time by healers in ESO. It's perfect. Now, this is my favorite combat system is intercede and guard swapping. They do it so good, like old school MMOs in this game.
Thank you so much. You gave me a guard. I feel very protected up here in this safe
don't
zone.
worry. I'm gonna taunt everybody. I'm gonna get them off you. Punt. I don't remember any of the keybinds, so there's gonna be that.
So there's a lot of other stuff coming up in the expansion. There's the ability to add a second combat style to your existing character, and if you're creating a brand new character, you can add 2 force to force, tech to tech, and there's also those loadouts that let you save stuff. Have you heard anything else that's coming for the expansion? Because that's the really big, interesting one.
No, I have not. Like, what's the new content, or is it just basically quality of life stuff?
There's going to be a new story, which is the bread and butter of Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's going to be set on the planet of Manon, and there's but a new area that we haven't been to before. Oh, we should talk about that. There's going to be some changes coming to you in the expansion, or to your class, or to every class.
Really? I heard this is a good class this time. Or this class is really good now?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. What I use is the site SWTOR Parsley. It measures people's DPS meters and puts them in an average. Oh, you're dead!
I know. Exposed.
RIP! Do you do competitive PvP? Because we have that here. That's ranked PvP that you're talking about earlier. You got that super cool rank 4 mount from. Do they have that in ESO as well?
They do not. That's the thing is SWTOR.
Oh, dang, really? They don't?
Yep. Nope. That's what I
assumed every game did.
Exactly. And they, the developers are hesitant to add anything related to that. They have Battlegrounds, which have leaderboards. They have Cyrodiil, which is open world, that have leaderboards. But they don't share how the ELO MMR system works, so no one really knows.
Yeah.
And
for SWTOR, it's pretty open as far as I understand, though I don't only do so much of it.
And there's no really big rewards. There's no rank or mounts. They don't do mounts in any PvP content. It's just PvE. So,
wow. Okay.
SWTOR, ironically, has way more incentive to PvP than ESO does. It's
absolutely, yeah. There's a leaderboard. There's a cosmetic rewards that you guys can flex on everybody else.
Yeah, Star Wars story, actually I like better than Elder Scrolls Online. Couple reasons why is the fantasy stories, I prefer like BioWare, Mass Effect games for the stories.
Yeah.
Now I love Starfield's going to come out, and that's going to be a futuristic space one, which I do like more. Ooh. But I just like the choices in this game.
I'm going to bite the dust. It was nice to know you.
Oh, I got you. As I guard your dead body. Sorry.
Feel protected in death. We are losing horribly. I didn't even notice.
We're gonna edit that out. Just kidding. How many flashpoints does the game have now?
Oh, there's a lot. So I keep track of this stuff, but I go back to my own guides and stuff because I can't remember this kind of stuff. But there's over 20. The newest one is called Secrets of the Enclave on Dantooine, and then I mentioned in the expansion.
Dantooine?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I mentioned that the new story is going to be set on Manon, but the second part of the story is going to be in a new flashpoint. It's in a new planet called Elam, and it's called something like the Ruins of Null or Secrets of Null. And there's a new Sith character that we don't know much about that'll be involved.
Yeah, ESO has a ton, 45 dungeons.
Oh, yeah, I think you beat us out on that one.
Yeah. Now, what about operations, or y'all call them raids, right?
No, y'all, what do you call them in ESO?
We call them trials.
Trials. What in the? Oh,
Trials.
I'm about to die. I'm about to face my own trial right here. We call them operations in this game, though. So many players originally started playing in World of Warcraft that most people just call them raids.
Yeah. How many do you have now?
I think we've got 10, and then they're in various difficulties, and then we have a bunch of single boss raids too.
So could we do the veteran flashpoint? Would it queue pretty quick? See, this is cool because you can be a DPS and healer.
It didn't used to be like that. They updated it so that, for the most part, if you're jumping into these group match flashpoints, you can beat any role, and most of the time it works. There's a couple of the flashpoints that are tuned a little too hard. So we'll see what we get here. I don't know what to tell you. It's always a real roll of the dice.
Yeah. ESO has the same thing, but the interface doesn't tell you kind of what's good or what's hard, what's not. So you have, like,
ours doesn't either. No, it's all player anecdotes.
Yeah, so the end game loop at your level coming up in the game, what does that look like end game for SWTOR now?
Are you talking about gearing up or like what to do activity?
And let me explain kind of my question is, Elder Scrolls Online has a couple of different end game loops. It's not just gear. We have what's called champion points. So like if you would go to your combat proficiencies, you have these different ones you can do. There's an added system where you can slot items and get passive boost to your character. So you have gear and you have that. Where I know here is just basically doing gear weeklies and dailies and that sort of thing. Is that kind of the end game loop?
So I'm not familiar enough with ESO, even with the explanation. But in SWTOR, you have, I guess, either achievement loops where you're trying to complete something to complete it, like not necessarily for a good reward. For example, the nightmare mode raids. Or you've got gear. I think most people chase gear, but then you can chase it through the different routes, your operations, your kind of solo stuff, your PvP stuff. So right now, the current expansion's gearing loop is my favorite out of everything I've seen so far, because if you're a solo player and all you want to do is play the easiest stuff, you will eventually get your max gear. Is it going to take a long time? Yes. Is anyone going to be impressed with you? No. But you can do it. But coming in the next expansion, they are reintroducing the idea that you gear up versus using specific paths, and you cannot get the max gear from doing that easy content anymore. There is a lot of discussion going on about that. A lot of, you stupid story players, you don't even need the best gear in the first place. Why are you complaining? And a lot of, yes, I'm happy that this gear is now being gated so that when I do nightmare mode operations and raids, I get the best gear. And then the story players are like, but I like gearing up. It's fun. It's the only thing to do once you finish your story on your main character.
Yeah, it would be hard for the developers to make that balance, offering big incentives to do the hardest content, but also people that are more casual and just want to do the story end game loop.
Exactly.
So
right now I do nightmare mode, so the highest tier of rating with my group. We're not super pro, so we're not like clearing it every night or anything like that, but I don't think for most players gear is the incentive there. It's the ego. I did this, we got the achievement, there's some cosmetic mounts and stuff like that you can go after. I wanted to talk about how your character was going to change in the upcoming expansion. So along with the ability to play a different advanced class, a different combat style, there's some major changes coming to the ability, and we're changing to ability trees. The idea is that there's multiple reasons they're changing it. One is they wanted to reduce the number of abilities on your bar.
Okay.
Because there's like 60 billion.
You don't use them hardly anymore.
There's many you don't use except in specific situations or types of content. And second, they had kept adding defensive abilities over time. So now the hardest difficulty of stuff is easier and easier because you keep having more and more types of defensives. So I think they're reducing the number you're going to have available in general. And they added it to a tree. So for players who are more casual, who are like, oh my god, 30 abilities is way too much to handle, they're like, yay, less abilities! Hooray! But experienced players who are doing like the competitive player versus player content, who are doing the nightmare mode rating, are like, why are you taking my abilities away? There's a huge rage going on right now.
I mean, it's basically the same thing that happens in Elder Scrolls Online. They make it more new player friendly. easier to jump in and understand, and it's built more for casual folks than it is for the one percenters.
In your group, in your game, do casual players pay the bills?
Say that again. Right, yeah. They buy the whatever y'all call the cash app, cartel coins, right? Yeah.
Crowns, yes.
Yeah. Now, you've never played ESO before, have you?
I have played like a whole 3 levels, and my guild is actually a multi-gaming guild, the one I'm in, so I hear about ESO. Oh, I'm gonna die if I don't heal myself.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you over there. You're gonna love it.
I heard that you were gonna come play with me another day on ESO.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do it. You're gonna absolutely
love
it.
We killed it.
The thing that I love about ESO, different than this game, and SWTOR, like I said, has many positives, but you don't, any class can heal, tank, or DPS.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Is it based on your weapon? Or something else?
It's hard to explain, but essentially you have resource pools. So you don't have any global cooldowns. There's 5 abilities in an ultimate, and you got 2 bar slots. So basically it comes down to managing your resources more than it does managing timers. So really proficient people that know the
Does that mean I cannot
game.
click because I can't click fast enough? Because in SWTOR I can totally click because I've got a 1 point something global cooldown in between.
It's much faster. It's a 1 second global cooldown. There's a lot to explain, but it's much faster gameplay. It's why I love about the game in comparison to this is the combat. It takes a minute to get used to, but being able
You're gonna have to carry me hard, okay?
Oh, well, I can do decent in that game. But having the ability to heal yourself and be fully independent is crazy. It's like, that's why I can do some of these challenge videos where, like, you'll solo a flashpoint or something that's really, really hard, the highest difficulty, because you can heal yourself. And so you basically play it as a super tanky DPS, and you can do, like, these wild challenges and goofy builds and stuff.
That's interesting. SWTOR only has so much variation between different 2 characters of the same class.
Yeah, and I think SWTOR comes down to like understanding the timers and your rotation and being really tight with what you're going to do next and priorities and it's a different skill set for sure. Oops, look at that intercede. I'm getting it back. I'm getting it back now. I'm remembering the keybind. Look at this. Some rotation.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to tell you changing. Like I said, some are going to be going away or some are going to be a choice, but a very interesting thing they're adding is we're about to get some more variation. So I know what it's called on the Republic side. It's like Burning Blade. You could change it so it becomes a multi-enemy attack. You can change it so it does extra crit. You can change it so it like affects another ability. Basically, you'll get 2 big choices in your tree to change the way 2 of your big discipline specific abilities work. So we're about to have like a renaissance of theory crafting coming up here. I'm excited about that part. I have really mixed feelings about the abilities being taken away or part of a choice. It's okay, I got you. But the ability to change up the meta, that's really cool.
Yeah, the flashpoints they're fun. They're very similar to ESO, but ESO is very RNG dependent. So in that game, for instance, you don't have vendors where you buy things and all that. You basically go and run a dungeon with a loot table. So the first boss might drop a chest. The last boss might drop weapons and jewelry. So
yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic used to be kind of like that. You get gear fast and easily in this expansion, but the downside and what they're kind of trying to change with the next expansion is 100% RNG. Like you picked up that boss and you just got a real random assortment of stuff.
So the next expansion, how much does it cost?
So, okay. The first 2 expansions, you had to like pay extra money and also pay to be subscribed. But since then, including the expansion with the 2 brothers and forward, you don't have to buy the expansion or pre-order it or anything like that.
What?
You just are subscribed, and if you're subscribed when it comes out or forward, you get it. Let's do another PvP.
Yeah,
that first one was fun, even though we lost horribly. Still have to edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. But so ESO is one-time purchase. It's $19.99 usually, or $6 on sale. And then from there, you get a crap ton of base game content, kind of like SWTOR, but it's miserable to play because storage, there's all sorts of issues with it.
Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, my husband used to play ESO, and he was saying if we wind up playing this more frequently, you'd probably just subscribe, and then you don't have to worry about buying all these little tiny things.
DLCs, yeah. So what I was talking about is there's over 20 DLCs. A DLC usually is 2 dungeons or a zone with some story, or like another system or something. And then you have chapters, which are the big expansions that come out once a year. That is a big purchase. But Too Long Didn't Read, you buy the base game and subscribe and get everything but the latest chapter.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So
yeah,
they
SWTOR even easier. SWTOR even easier. And that's because kind of like we talked about, SWTOR's demographics are a bit different. Most players who play SWTOR were just not gonna buy those $60 expansions or whatever they were anymore. So SWTOR, like I said, is real easy. You can play free to play, and that gives you the base game. And the first 2 expansions are free now. Like literally, you just jump in. You'll find a couple restrictions, but to be honest, they're really not too bad. I played like 50 hours on a free to play account and no major issues. But once you hit end game, once you want to start doing this high end group content, you have to be subscribed. And to unlock the later expansions, you subscribe once and then you keep them forever. So you got that $15, you got all the expansions. So this one is one that can technically be gone very fast. You can solo this one for a lot of gear, even in master mode. This first pull is really hard though, I don't know why. This is what I was talking about, how some of them are much harder than others. If we didn't have a healer for that pull, the group probably would have been, nuked out of orbit.
Nuked out of orbit, is that a saying?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of bounty hunters in this game. Of course it is.
Do we skip this or just dive in?
We can skip around to the left or we can kill things. I don't know what this group wants, to be honest. It's very interesting. Like I said, a very mixed bag of who you get.
You're right.
Some people want to speedrun it, but we also have a lot of casual players in SWTOR. What I usually like to do is ask. I don't know if you want to ask.
They want to listen to the story or whatever.
Oh, I mean just like how you play it. Like,
okay.
Are you skipping around the bad guys very carefully? Are you engaging everything in your path? Like a more casual player is like, why are we running around the side of the wall here?
So we just kill stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah, do we actually get to kill stuff in Star Wars?
You don't know all the skips in the game? That's what ESO's like. You get people in the...
Yeah,
there's
they get
so
real
many
crazy.
dungeons. 45. So, real interesting question. What do you love most about SWTOR?
I like the Old Republic era of Star Wars. I mentioned I played Knights of the Old Republic, and that's really what captured my imagination. And this whole game is set in that era where there's like a million Sith, a million Jedi, there's a fudge ton going on, there's a million Mandalorians, there's a ton of lore. And then the game, I'm not very good at anything where you have to aim or be fast. So SWTOR gives a little more leeway in that way compared to a lot of other games. And I like that you can play it for a long period of time. ESO is going to be like that too, but that's why I like MMOs. You're meant to build it up over time, both relationships with the people in the game as well as the game itself. What do you like about ESO?
Oh god, what do I like about ESO? I love the combat. It's so fun. You can never know it all. You can never actually master a class. It's just not possible because there's so much going on. They're so nuanced. You would think a game with 5 abilities plus an ultimate and another bar would be very easy, but it's impossible. And plus the classes are varied. So when I get burnt out on something, I just go play another class.
Flip right over, right.
People that are attracted to MMOs and Elder Scrolls specifically, they're just a lot of cool people.
You're getting a lot of people, I imagine, who played like Skyrim and stuff like that, right?
Oh, and they come and think it's going to be Skyrim online, and it's not. But
it's not, no.
Ironically, the game is made, basically, it's Skyrim online. They hybridized a lot of the things to make it very easy to solo everything. They brought in companions, so the way it came out, Elder Scrolls Online came out hardcore, and actually quite a PvP game. The best thing to do in that game, well, I shouldn't say the best, the thing I find the most interesting is becoming Emperor. It makes you...
Oh yeah, I read about that. That's real exciting. You get a title that tells everyone you are the Emperor for the day. That's cool.
Until they dethrone you. You're Emperor until you're dethroned. Yeah, so you gotta defend your keeps, and you're like a walking god. Imagine being in a, instance-based thing, and all of a sudden you're double as powerful, and everyone knows you're coming.
That's cool. SWTOR does not have that.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing in a video game. In multiplayer, it is the coolest thing I've ever experienced.
Oh, here we go. We got a boss.
Get him.
This guy. Do you know what your interrupt key is?
Oh, yeah, come on. I'm a total noob.
Okay, you're gonna take care of interrupts then. You gotta figure out when, since you're not a noob.
Since I'm talking trash, I better. All right.
Put up or shut up! Ah!
Bash.
When we first started, you told me you would guard me and pull people off me.
Okay, that is true. Where are you at?
I'm dead.
I'm dead too, yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up?
May have exaggerated my skills slightly.
I love these unranked matches. I love these non-competitive matches. You get a huge mix of people.
Yeah.
And I love that you can do both. You can try and do your top DPS, or you can go look at the objectives. Because I'm not very good. I like to go after the objectives, and I'm good at those. And that's another way to win. I love that.
I love the objectives, yeah. Where's our team at? They gotta get that other one out there.
Yeah, there's only about half of us here right now.
All right, I'm punting them off you now. Look.
Get
out. Get off her. She has a website.
That's right. I'm that chick from that
You're
website.
that chick from the website.
You still have incoming. Do we got East? Are we yellow? Oh, we're winning.
We got it. All right.
I'm gonna go north.
Okay.
Never eat shredded wheat.
Oh, look, I used my med pack.
Oh, I'm probably gonna die before I get there. It's okay.
Nope, I got him.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I got you.
We are not fighting on the node. Bad life choices. I think our other team members are heading up north, so I'm gonna go back to the center here and just help hold it. Thanks for getting that guy off me.
Oh, I'm working on it. He's a bit he knows that you have a website, so he wants to sweat you down.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I'm gonna stun him. Ready? Stun. Big stun. Maz, look at that. Oh, someone broke the Maz. That would have been clutch.
Oh, stop that guy in there. There, I got him. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what my DPS abilities are. I'm just like button mashing the green buttons to heal.
Are you the Sork then, or what are you?
Yeah, I'm the Sork that's healing.
Do you like the Sork class?
Okay, so I love lightning. That's the DPS.
Yeah.
For healing, I haven't as strongly learned the other ones yet, so
Okay.
I don't want to claim that I love the Sork and Sage best because they're the most played ones and the most loved ones, but I don't know if that's just because people don't know the other ones. They're like, I want to be a Jedi or a Sith. The other ones are Trooper and Scoundrel are not as thematically exciting. We also know Vet is the most popular companion.
Oh, that's the goat. I'm trying my best.
It's okay, I'm not really helping. As a healer, I'm supposed to be more proactive and like move around and stuff. I'm just kind of standing here pressing the green buttons.
We call that face tanking.
Yeah, well, it's face healing.
We took an L, but it's better this
Solid
time.
L.
Okay,
Yep.
let's see.
We did worse this time than last time. Last time was great. Last time had some solid moments. You were 1 versus 1ing in a quarter.
Hold on, though. I got top 3 DPS, though. Top 3 deeps there. Let's see what you're healing
Oh,
with.
look at that. I'm top healing again, but I did worse, yeah.
Okay, top
Part of that was
healing.
because I was dead more often.
Well, Swtorista, should we call it there?
I think is a good spot to stop. Anything else we should cover before we end?
Yeah, how can people find you, or what's the best way to find you?
Hello there, I am Swtorista. You can learn more about Star Wars The Old Republic on my website, Swtorista.com, both stuff for high-level players and low-level players, new and returning players. Or you can say hi on Twitter at Swtorista, or you can watch my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Swtorista, and the rest of my stuff is on YouTube, shockingly under the same name.
You gotta stay branded, yeah. Well, hey, thanks for talking about the game and kind of comparison and just taking your time. I know you're really busy, but yeah, we got to get you on ESO so we can do the same thing.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a good one, guys.
Well, gang, that's a video. I'd like to thank Swtorista for her time in carrying me through some flashpoints and war zones in Star Wars The Old Republic. Give SWTOR a chance if you love sci-fi and a very solo story-based game. I love ESO, it's my favorite, but I always come back to SWTOR from time to time because the story is so fun and you can scale it, making it extremely hard. Also, the population of the game has really came back, and it's great to see this MMORPG doing so well. Let me know if you want me to cover more SWTOR content on this channel, and I'll possibly dive back into the game. Thanks for watching.